All right, it is 10 p.m. here in Hawaii, and we're wrapping up day 2 on the island, which is day 1 of like real proper work. Today got to the mastermind around 8:30, so I could set up computer, TV, clickers, cameras, etc. Just make sure that everything was ready to go for the day. One thing I've known for a little bit of time now about masterminds and speaking at them is you get your freaking computer set up, and if you're gonna have slides, like have a plan to have the slides go properly. The worst thing that can happen is like a transition period or an introduction, and you end up going through and like clunking around with the computer trying to figure out the HDMI cord or AirPlay or stuff like that. It honestly just blows the frame. I know because I've had it happen in the past where it's like you're ready to give a baller presentation, and then you're just fucking around with AirPlay for like 20 minutes trying to get the slides on the screen, and then you end up with them on the computer, and then it's like doesn't matter what you say, like you already kind of like fumbled it and the frame's not there. So I got there about a half hour early so I could scope out, set everything up, and it took me like exactly a half hour too. I was almost wishing I got there even sooner. The more prep, the better, in just about every case. But the thing is, we don't have unlimited time in a day, and I'm realizing that the last few YouTube videos that I've done for the daily recap have just been like just basically delirious at the end of the day, because you're like been at it for 20 hours, and string enough of those days together in a row, you start to feel it in the brain a little bit. But there are certain times when you just can't give in because it's not negotiable, and it's interesting to watch the brain go to work when that's the case. Just like just yesterday I was up a few minutes like before the alarm, like ready to go, just up, and just slept like 4 hours, slept 3 hours the night before, not on the plane on the way over, like 4 hours the night before. We'll get we probably will get a little less than 6 tonight. It's 10, and our first meeting is at 4:30 a.m. Hawaii time, which it's the non-negotiable weekly meeting that we have with EOS. I didn't want to like disrespect the meeting on week 1, so we're taking it anyways, even though the time zone is crazy over here for the meeting. But that's what's on the ledger for tomorrow. Without going on too much of a unuseful monologue, I want to go over something today that was pretty crazy. One of the guests and also the other speaker that was at this mastermind is a hypnotist, and I straight up told her, I was like, I don't believe in this. Like, I don't think that this is actually like a thing or like this works or whatever. And I told her, I was like, I'm down to do it and I'll give it my best effort and I'll take it seriously, but like I don't believe in this. And we did it, and we went for 40 minutes, felt like 10 minutes. I was totally like I was hypnotized. I literally like did the snap stuff and whatever, and I was like out. But I was still kind of there. Like I remember everything, but it felt like 10 minutes. It was 40 minutes. And she brought me back to a few like moments in my childhood where beliefs were formed about certain things. And it was weird. The belief that I had that she discovered after a bit of conversation beforehand was like that I believe deep down that more success equals less connection with people, and that the more success I get, I'm like becoming not worthy of love, or like it's harder to have love in my life the more success that I get, as like a belief that I have. And so we like uncovered where that came from in a random moment when I was like 12, and like allowed me to work through that. It was really weird. I totally was not expecting it, but I was like getting emotional and stuff, and like afterwards I was like, holy shit, that was cool. So what I will say is you get the right person. I mean, yeah, definitely real. And I was trying to like stay logical throughout the entire time and like keep my brain on, but then I was like given to the process, so it was cool to work through that, and a nice belief to get rid of. So today, again, no workout. I'm freaking out with IT band still. Like I gotta sit a certain way when I work at this table and like make sure my other leg extended right here. And then yeah, got our 5. Reach out and still was up at 5:45. Lessons for the day are already in. Deep work, yeah, I was up in the morning working on it was like shallow tasks that needed to be done. But so I don't just go off on a tangent, I'm gonna call it for the night right here. Just wrapping up some final tweaks for tomorrow, and we're gonna get after it. I'm excited. We got shoot starting at 7 and call starting at 4:30. So I'm gonna get what rest I can, and I will see you tomorrow.